you being in a territory where something is happening to you. Your suspicion has always been there, but now it's like you're in a territory, and now it's closer, and things are happening to you directly. Direct effects. Now I didn't expect it. I didn't welcome these things, but they happened. In a way, I still sometimes blame myself. And I remember coming back on the train. Also, this guy who sat by me, huge guy, a little bit, not too huge. He was, and I felt somehow I had to pray most of the time. Normally, I used to use my Lord's Prayer. And I prayed that a lot of time. And when I start praying that, he goes to sleep. And then when he's up, we start talking. And sometimes, I also doze off a bit. Maybe he also prays or says something and I doze off. I don't know. Whatever, we're two with different faith. But he looks like he had more of an Islamic background or something like that. But I couldn't tell. I didn't even ask or inquire. When we got off from Victoria, he took off. He went his way. I went my way. But there was a sense of fear that something might happen to me all the time. That was one thing why I left Lincoln as well. I couldn't keep on working. I felt as if there's a plot that something might happen, something terrible might be wanting to happen to me. I didn't like the environment. I didn't like what I was feeling, the sense that I was having at that instant, especially what I've been through and that. And the few people I told the story, their reactions and everything, like, what can they do? They can't do much, but they weren't sure what I was going through. But it wasn't an attack. It was a serious attack, spiritual attack. But in that sense, whoever goes through it, I'm sure will see it as something that is real. Physically, you having that confrontations. And it gets worse when I came to London, and the girl I share, house roommate or something I share a place with at the location I was living, had to invite me. It was almost Christmas at that time. Invite me to his church, a Jubilee church in the Peckham area. And I went to the church, and anytime I'm entering the church hall, I'm thinking twice. Are they going to be a group? They always grouped, anything can happen. When we got there, this girl just immediately disappeared. She went into somewhere, joined his group, and I didn't know where she went. I have to find a place to sit down. And I felt the same sense of the plot again. I felt it was something that she did for a purpose, for a reason. Because I have my suspicions of her also, that she probably possesses some spiritual state of, she's a little bit, has a spiritual possessed state, which she probably might be using it somehow against me, or she's been using it somehow to intervene in my life some way that I probably might not know. But I always sense that I even had dreams about her, having a strong anger and something towards her, and she had to, split away whilst I was looking at her. I was very angry at her sometime in my dream. So when she took me to that place, to her church, that's her regular church she claimed, I was also thinking what was happening. But the prayers and the way the pastor was, behaving, and it was like everybody, had to sort of, in the form of you worshiping the man standing there, and they were using the horn, music was playing. They were doing all kinds of, what charismatic churches normally come up with, music normally, enticing everything with music and doing everything, spicing everything up with music. And when it comes out, you see them jubilating without thinking things through. People just split and go through, and anybody is just inside there doing whatever they so play, and the whole crowd followed through. And there I was also, I was right there. It was, and the pastor would just command them. We all go down our knees and whatever, and I followed through. I did all that, and you never know that you'll be the one or the sense of focus. It could be just that, The reason why I normally think I'm the sense of focus or something of that nature, that something was happening, something from a group or a sensitive people, that the group, maybe I suspect mostly, was within the Christian group members or within the Christian church, which I feel that being a part of, I never expected that. But maybe it's something that goes on for a long time. And so when I came out, when the church was over, that I had to go home, take a bath. And all of a sudden I saw this girl She then all of a sudden, as if she knew where I was sitting, she just then came over, and then I thought I had to leave, so I walked out. I was going, and this guy at the gate was saying, "Oh, next time we expect you to come again." You know, whether he was proverbially speaking to me or something, I don't know. Ironical speech or something, I don't know. I just passed on, and I walked away because I wasn't feeling good. And if you are in the Christian group and you start feeling strange and you start feeling, people easily begin to assume, because all of them, their mind has been tuned to some of the serious statements that the Bible presents, and their belief and our belief always at that instant is that it is true, it is from God. God is teaching us how we can get rid of the devil, how we can get rid of witches and wizards, and so that is the mindset you have. And so we look at each other with a second eye, trying to make judgments. He may be a witch or a wizard and you don't know. We normally have that to each other. We don't even know that that's what's going on. It's like hating each other. Sometimes even the James quotation in James, people use that to express these things, saying that the iron has to fight, struggle the iron in order to see which is more strong or something like that. Like a wrestling thing going on. And I don't know what their reasons are, what they made them think is right to do that or to be in that kind of situation. So I was very careful in all my moves or all my ways. I handled myself carefully, I controlled myself, and I just walked out, took a bath, and in the bath, there was some people's presence were just not right. That's how I felt anyway. The way they were looking at me, they were staring at me. And I was quiet. I don't even know these people, what's going on here. But fine. I had to endure it. Got the bus to the place. And I was feeling very weird inside. I even feel that something has really been... Some things is just going in and off me anytime. Like, feeling the presence of something which is not the normal thing I used to be or I used to feel. I've become like a passage or a straight passage for others to just go in and out, like a room being used anyhow by anybody. Anybody opens and goes in and comes out when they're so pleased. That's how I've become. And this understanding, I guess most of it from the Bible, that human beings are vessels. We are just vessels, like cases being used by the spirits in and out as they so please, something of that nature. So that can also be a reason. But I was experiencing something. That's the thing. And how I can explain it is what I'm doing. And it might not be relevant to you, but I share it anyway. Because you might see a video, somebody doing a video. And who knows, maybe tomorrow you might not see him. And maybe the point he made might be relevant or somehow might relate to somebody's issue. Just like we read in books and the accounts of other people who talks about the biography or the history of something that happened, and all of a sudden they're no more, and people you relate it to some of their life, and it's based on that reasons or this practice that has made us today being able to remember or got historical, things that we can hang on to prove that we have come from some extent to this stage that we are in now. Historical records. So it's necessary to put something down. That's why I'm saying all these things. Also, it gives room to evidential things for one to know that, okay, when this person had a chance, he was pointing at something. That man could say, hey, I have this here. It's mine. Go take it. That's trying to express his will. Or a diamond can say, this is my pursuer. This is what he did. This is what he looked like. And those evidence can be a guide for someone to change after the physical physical act that was done to that person before he probably lost his life. And in that same regard, I am putting these things there. It's just my instincts and my experiences and what I can link it to. Because being from that church, these things became so serious. It became worse. It became tough. Now, whether something outside is what doing it, It happened in there.